So this is you.
Yeah, that's the old me. Running down a corridor. Actually, got out of breath. Running down that corridor. Making a bit of a script for something. And I never looked back on this. I never watched it. I never watched it back. It's one of those things, and you know what I'm talking about when I say I didn't look back on it. I didn't want to see it. I don't want to see those pictures. I don't mind now. I don't mind later on. I didn't want to see those pictures. That was me, and I didn't want it to be me. I had a little head, and my body was bigger than I wanted it to be, but it shouldn't have been me. It shouldn't have been, I shouldn't have looked like that. I used to feel good about myself. Yeah, I felt good about myself because I wasn't looking at me. Everybody else was looking at me and I didn't have to look. I looked down, I looked fine, but I wasn't looking at how I was.
But what diets did you do in the past?
Diets in the past, I've done name a diet. It's been done by me. It never worked for me. Do you know why it never worked for me? I'll tell you why it never worked for me. The diets I've done before, I won't name them. We're talking here. I've done vegetable diets. I've done a diet where you eat just protein. You all know what I'm talking about. I've done low carb diets. They didn't work for me. I never had the combination right. But I didn't know. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I didn't know I wasn't. I used to wear a bikini on holiday. But I didn't have to look down. I didn't have to look across at me. No, that wasn't me. I wasn't the person that I wanted to be in a bikini. I am 50 years old next year. I've had 3 knee operations. Those knee operations, 2 of them were because I damaged the cartilage in my knee, not realizing that it could well have been because of my weight. I was heavy. I was heavy, and my knees. Many people walk around for years with weight on their body that they don't need, and their knees are fine. Mine weren't fine. My knee gave away 3 times. Twice was cartilage.
What made you make the decision to lose weight? What was your turning point?
My turning point for losing weight, it was instant. Do you ever hear those people speak about how, I don't know, a light switched on in their head? Or they saw the light, or somebody said something and it just made a difference. That's what happened to me. After 48 and some years, I just saw something on the television and I saw another human being, another person, another woman. And she was much younger than me. She lost loads of weight, loads. And I thought, well, if she can do that, why can't I do that? Why I can do that? Oh, wow, that picture that you're seeing, that was me on the day that it all changed. That was the 3rd of July, 2018. I will never forget that day, because that's the day everything in here changed. You can have muscles, you can have energy, you can have what you like, but if this is saying it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Look at that picture carefully, because we're coming back to that picture.
So you're not using steroids, you're not using a personal trainer, and you're not using any cheats, correct?
None of that. Not using any steroids. No thanks. Personal trainer, like many people, you know, they cost money. They take time. I'm not doing any cheating. It's not about cheating. This is bona fide. This is happening naturally.
So you're not going for just weight loss, are you? You're going for muscle building, strength building. So there's not going to be a massive weight loss if you stick to this.
If I stick to this, see, that's the thing. If you stick to it, if your brain has made the decision to change, there's no if. That word doesn't exist in the vocabulary. It's not if. I'm going to change. I'm going to make the change. And I don't care what's happening in the world around me. This is happening. Every single day I will exercise. I have to exercise every day. Now, I know a lot of you won't exercise every day and you'll have days off. But many of you people out there, I know many of you will have energetic jobs. You'll be on your feet all day, or you might be a mum looking after your kids. I'm not that. I have a very grown-up son. I have a job where I sit on my bottom all day long. So I will be exercising every day. Some days will be lighter than others, some not so light, but I have to get rid of what's there. That can't stay. It can't stay. I have a wonderful husband who is very willing and very helpful, and thank God that he is. He's very helpful. He will be preparing and cooking my meat, fish, and all of that stuff to help me out. It takes a lot of preparation, this food, a lot. And I think part of it, being honest, part of it is a lot of us start these diets and these healthy eating programs, but we don't keep them up because it's hard work. It's hard work. If you've got somebody that can help you, as I have, he's great. And if you have that help, that will spur you on. But don't be fooled. My mind won't change if one day my husband decides he's not going to help me prepare my meat and my fish. I will achieve my goal.
Who's this on the screen now?
That's my son. That's my wonderful son. He's not a little boy. He's a grown-up man. And he's very supportive as well. It's very, very good if you've got support at home. It's harder if you haven't, I know. In the past, I've done these healthy eating programs and decided to pick myself up and go on an exercise regime at the gym every week, every day, whatever. But if you've got some people behind you, my son is behind me all the way. Yes, Mum, you can do it. That helps a great deal. It helps a massive amount. It doesn't mean you can't do it if you haven't got that, but I do. That's my son.
I've seen Mum say that she's going to do something and then not do it before, so I'm just going to let my eyes do the talking. If I see an improvement, then I'll say. I've seen an improvement so far already, so we'll just have to wait.
And my husband is one of those people that you would call your rock. He's amazing. He cooks, he prepares my food. He will buy my meat and fish because I'm on the road all day. And he's very encouraging. He's very encouraging. Without my husband and my son, bringing me to tears because I couldn't do that without them. They're amazing, both of them.
So, what did you used to look like then?
And I used to look like I was a dish. I was a dish. I was one of those girls who, I had a lovely shape growing up. And you know, you have something, and you probably, I realised this recently. I won't tell you the story, but recently I had something that was taken away from me for a couple of weeks, and I missed it so much. I had a fantastic shape, but I didn't have to work for it. I was young, I had a great metabolism, and I didn't have to work hard for it. I was very attractive.
So tell us about your first month of exercising, Don. How did that all go?
Oh, exercise. I thought I went to the gym every day, right? Every day I'd go to, pretty much every day I went to the gym. But do you remember the photo I told you to remember earlier on? Yeah, I still looked like that. Every day I went to the gym. But I'd go to the gym for half an hour. Did I do anything at the gym? Not really. So when my 3rd of July, I decided this was going to happen. This is going to change. And that wonderful man in my life helped me to realize that what I was doing was absolute rubbish. It didn't work. Everything just stayed there. The exercise was tough. The first month was hard because everything changed. The exercise that I was doing at the gym, which wasn't really exercise, it wasn't strenuous, it wasn't making me sweat. I thought I was doing really well because I was going to the gym. Because it was different. I had to do different things. I could stop doing the same thing. Everything changed. I used the ball, I stayed at home, I did resistance training, I did running, I did cardio, I did also anything you can think of I had to do, and it was hard. It was hard. Remember, I told you I sat on my bottom all day. It was hard. I'd come home from work at 8 o'clock in the evening, and then I'd have to start exercise had to be an hour at least. It was so hard. Month 1, nothing changed. But this is where your perseverance has to stay. You've got to persevere. My husband gave me some guidance and said, it's not working. We went to, I say we because it was a lot of work for him, and to watch me sweat like that and work like that. Month 2, no change. And you get to the point where you're thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard and nothing's changing? Then at the end of month 2, then things started to change. The weight started to come off. Month 3 came, and I knew there was a holiday coming. We were going to be going on holiday in November. So we're talking what? This is now like September. 2 more months to go, and the weight started to come off now. Then I started to, I put the, you put your holiday clothes on, ladies. You put your holiday clothes on and they don't fit right, but they started to fit better. They felt better. Okay, now October comes. I've been at this for a few months and the weight is coming off. I'm starting to look better. This is what I was working towards. And now I'm thinking to myself, in the past, and you may have experienced this as well yourself, in the past, you get to a certain stage, you think, right, this is great, it's working. Now I can stop. But that didn't happen because I knew there was a bigger goal. So October comes, and so does injury. Injury hit me. I'm at home and I'm doing this with some weights, and my husband is watching the TV, but he's also watching and keeping an eye on me. This hand wouldn't do what this hand was doing. This is the injury I had, and I just cut same weight, but this was happening. I went to see the doctor. You may decide not to see the doctor if you get an injury. Depends on what goes on with your body. I don't know. You decide what's best for you. But I went to see the doctor and I was told there may be a trapped nerve. There was a lot of pain down this side, and the right hand just wasn't doing what the left hand wanted to do. So that was a bit of a setback. But I never let it stop me. Don't give up. That lasted for well over a month. That injury lasted well over a month. So I worked around the injury. For me, it worked to work around it. Depending on the injury would depend on obviously whether or not you're able to work around it and you're able to work through it. I worked around it. I had to do other body parts. I had to do different exercises that didn't affect the nerve that was trapped, causing me so much pain, and got through it. Eventually, it took about a month to get through that really difficult stage, but still I never gave up.
So you had a holiday just around the corner. Food was going to be a problem. How did you prep for that? What was your mindset behind that? Did you feel better in your clothes?
A holiday was coming, and this was the best I'd felt. I'd say probably the best I'd felt in years. The best I'd looked in years. And I felt better in my clothes. And I was very, very motivated to just get on with it. It was still really hard. Don't get me wrong. It was still hard for me. It was an effort to come home, to exercise, to have to eat and exercise. And of course, remember, the food is different. The season is changing. It's getting cold now. It's England, it's getting cold. How many of you like a drink? A glass of wine with my dinner? No problem. But alcohol for me is poison. Hey, I used to drink. I used to love a glass of wine with my dinner, but it didn't agree with me. My body did not agree with wine. I made that decision. This is November. We're talking about my holiday in November, but back in the February 2018, that's when I made that decision not to drink anymore. And I think that made a huge difference to my weight loss, because it had never happened like this before. But I was still motivated because I looked better. And you know what I started to do? I started to look at the pictures of me before I started doing this. That was motivation, because I looked better than I did when I started. And that just made me spur on even more. We're talking November 2018. We're talking 4 months in. 4 months in, and I feel different. I look different. My clothes are feeling a lot better on me now, and they fit much better. Everybody is different on holiday. I change on holiday, and I appreciate that I've got more time. I hit the gym, but I hit the gym hard. And that didn't slow down. The food was different. My husband said to me, listen, don't worry. Before we went on holiday, you put weight on. Everybody puts weight on holiday. You know what it's like. Everybody knows that. You go to breakfast, you're not really hungry. You go for lunch, you're not really hungry. You have that sweet, you have that dessert, you have that hot dog. You don't really want it. And I said to him, I'm going to lose a pound. I'm going to come back from the holiday and I'm going to have lost a pound. He said, no, you won't. You'll put weight on. What did I do? Go back from holiday. I lost 5 pounds. 5 pounds. And I enjoyed myself.
So you get back, mid-November, late November, and it's Christmas around the corner. Another massive challenge. How did you deal with that?
Christmas is coming around the corner. Back from holiday in November, I've lost 5 pounds. I'm feeling great at this point, but Christmas is coming.
What does Christmas mean to you?
To me, Christmas is being with my family, eating, resting, Christmas lights, late evenings, dark nights, but relaxing, enjoying myself, sticking to a healthy eating regime, not a diet, it's a healthy eating regime, and certainly not exercising. Who wants to exercise when there's so much going on? There's movies on the television, for goodness sake. When your mind has changed, when you make that decision to make the change in your life, and this is in control, this follows. I didn't overeat on Christmas Day. I had fun. I enjoyed myself, and I did eat what I wanted to eat. But do you know what it is about? Partly those portions that you pile onto your plate. Do you really need them? No, you don't. You don't need that much food. I didn't need that much food. Christmas came, Christmas went, but I still had a good time.
You ready?
So, you drink 3 litres of water a day with lemon.
I drink 3 litres of water, aqua, low, call it what you want. 3 litres of this every day minimum goes into my body, and has done since July the 3rd, 2018. It flushes out my toxins, it makes me feel fuller. I squeeze half a fresh lemon into each litre and a half of bottle of water, and it's tangy, it's refreshing, and you get used to the taste. But the lemon is very good for your digestive system too.
So you vape, and that's your one little vice, is it?
I have a vice. I do vape. I used to smoke cigarettes, which we all know cigarettes aren't good for you. And I don't care who you are or what you do, cigarettes aren't good for you, we know this. So I decided to switch to vape. There is 0 nicotine, and then there's 0.3 nicotine in vape juice. It goes up and up and up. And I smoke 0.3 occasionally, because it's my vice. It's what I like.
What vape do you have?
I don't know what this is called. I don't know what this is called, but it does the trick for me. And I vape occasionally. I joined a different gym, and this is not a gym that you go there. It's not a health gym for like relaxation, and you go there and you have your spa and all that stuff. No, none of that stuff. This gym is pretty hardcore. This is where people go, and they're serious. This is where serious people go to exercise. And I wanted that because I felt I'd exceeded my abilities at home. I still totter around at home, but exceeded my abilities at home, and I wanted to make sure that I was pushing myself further as far as possible. So I went to the right environment, which was a different gym, where people are really serious.
I don't know why no one goes upstairs. Hi.
Oh man. Look at that. So many fries, there's nowhere to put them.
That's what I told you, you don't need full fries.
Wow.
So I open up the burger.
I don't know. The exercise is getting harder because if you exercise the same, you will receive and you will achieve the same results. So you've got to change things up. You have to change things. If it doesn't get tough, you're not going to see a difference. And so the push was harder. Starting to see more muscle gain. The fat is starting to diminish, which is fantastic. But more so, we're seeing more changes in my body. My eating has changed slightly too. We've had to amend the eating plan because, again, if you keep it to the same, you're going to get the same results. So that had to change slightly. Hi, I've just been for a 30-40 minute jog. Found it a bit difficult today, got some shin splint things in my legs, it's really painful. Anyway, changed my macros recently. My weight had stabilised, everything seemed to have stabilised, and I wasn't happy at all with the fact that it had stabilised. So macros, we've taken them down to what they were originally when I first started this back 8 months ago, and that's only been a couple of days, which is going fine. So I'm eating not a lot less, but a bit less. Now my mindset towards exercise has changed slightly also at this point, because ladies and guys, you might be able to relate to this. When I've lifted weights previously and you're lifting, you're feeling it starting to burn, I'm resting. Okay, that burn feeling's gone now. And I'm lifting again. No, you've got to work through the burn. Work through the burn. That's where it's working.
9, one more. Go on, go, 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 go. That's it. This one. Yeah.
Oh, another gym session. Worked my back, worked my glutes, legs tonight. The food is a science, and there are certain foods you will need to avoid. I avoided certain foods. I ate more of other foods, but you have to understand that what you are what you eat. That's a big one. That's big. As your body changes, your mindset's also going to change too. You will look back on previous pictures. Make sure you're taking pictures. Make sure you're monitoring your progress, because you look back on the old pictures of yourself, and that will motivate you to work harder. I also, another thing that I did, which I found really helped, was whenever I did, occasionally, not all the time, when I did cardio, I wore a sweatsuit. So I wore, it's almost like a rain mac, but a whole body rain mac, which helped my body to sweat out the rubbish. And then I put back in, and then I drank plenty of water. Obviously, you've got to keep yourself hydrated. So I'm starting to look leaner at this point, much leaner, much firmer, and I'm happy with the results. So the changes that you see in me, obviously depending on your age, your body will react the way your body wants to react. My body is reacting for me the way my body wants to react, because I'm almost 50 years old. But I'm not just concentrating here on weight loss. It's very easy, if you put the right food in your body, it's easy to lose weight. But I'm concentrating also, remember, on toning my body. I want muscle. I want to build muscle. Now, I've talked a lot about exercise, a lot. But your food is a science. What you eat, you are what you eat. That's true. You are what you eat. If you put rubbish in your body, you're gonna get rubbish results. It's gonna show. So you have to buy specific foods from. I buy my food from I buy food from specific places. My house is a mess. I don't care. I don't care. I'd come home from work and clean. I'd get up in the morning and I'd clean. But when I started my fitness regime, cleaning went out of the window. My house is not dirty. My house is just not tidy. But I don't care. And you know what? If it's that or looking good, untidy house or looking good, I'm looking good. So May came and I went to a muscle expo, a bodybuilding expo in Birmingham, and it was a bit of an eye-opener. There's so much to do there, there's so much to see, there's so much to buy, and you can learn a lot from these things. I don't drink my calories. I do not drink alcohol. I don't drink fizzy drinks. I don't drink fruit juice, and I don't drink milkshakes unless I'm having a cheat day, a cheat meal. I don't have cheat days. I have cheat meals. I don't drink my calories. I prefer to eat them. When I went on holiday, here's another little note for you, which could be very helpful. If you're going on holiday, you don't have to pack in drinks that are full of calories. You're wasting your calories. Sparkling water is fantastic, refreshing, it's cool, and it's very natural. Still water if you like, but don't drink your calories. 1 day a week. And my personal trainer is working on one specific area with me 1 day of the week, every week. He's fantastic because he listens to what I need, and we work specifically to gain muscle, to build muscle in the area that I've requested.
The area is glutes, you can say glutes.
We work very hard, we've been working very hard on building my glutes. And one thing that I realized when the weight started to come off was that I wasn't paying enough attention to that area. Sometimes you've got to be very careful, I think. It's very easy, as I said, to lose weight, but you've got to make sure. For me, I needed to make sure that area started to build again. It started to get a bit floppy. Didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And remember, this is not just at the gym. I told you that I joined the gym to push forward, but didn't always just happen. Sometimes the gym was closed, so I worked at home. There's a TV at home. I like the TV. I watch the TV while I work. It will work for you. It worked for me. I don't want to look flimsy. I don't want to look skinny. Skinny's nice. I'd rather be skinny than not. But I want muscle tone. And that's where the work has to come in. When you go to the gym, you have to work if you're gonna build muscle on that lovely slim body that you've created through eating the right foods. I'm gonna get a drink. Alcohol. I'm joking. If your mind is set to change, your body will follow. This is powerful, very powerful. And I just want you to realize the way that it took me a long time to realize. And there are many of you, I know there's many people out there, there's loads of people out there who think, oh, I can't do this. You can do whatever you want to do. Anything you want to do, you can change. So do it. Don't question, don't deliberate, don't procrastinate. Just do it. Start now. Now. Think about, where am I going to be in a year's time? And do it.
So I was wrong. My mum managed to do what she said that she was going to do in the whole year. But in defence, she hasn't done things before that she said she was going to do. But I'm very proud of her. Well done, Mum.
Do you know what? When the weather's like this, in England, you go out. This is out. I'm in sunny Camden in London. What a beautiful day we've got here. Now, it's been almost a year to the day since the beginning of my weight loss and fitness. I'm not going to call it a journey anymore, because it's not a journey. A journey has a beginning and an end. There's no end to this. I'm going to keep going. I'm amazed at the results that I've achieved, and I want to continue to do updates and to stay in touch with you guys. I'm going to keep going. So subscribe to my channel, give me the thumbs up, and leave any comments below. Anything you want to see, anything you want to hear, just let me know. Anything I can might be able to help you with on your weight loss and fitness regime. I'm going to answer each and every one of your comments, so don't feel that you're going to be ignored, because you won't. I want to give a big shout out to OvaGate for the original music on the channel. If you want to contact OvaGate and you want some original music of your own, just look at his email. You can contact him on his email address below. Great guy. He'll have it done for you exactly what you want. Still in Camden. Quick wardrobe change. So, thankfully, I'm in the right place to buy clothes, because that's what happens when you spill your black coffee. Now, I just wanted to talk to you briefly about something that I may have touched on with you earlier. And it's something that I thought about, was having liposuction. This works for many people, and don't take it away from those people that have had it, but it wasn't for me. I went for a consultation years ago because I knew I was big and I needed to do something about it. But when I started reading the papers, and I saw how much it was going to cost for each body part to be liposucked, and then at the end it said you could die from this surgery. Nah, I'm good, thanks. I'll do it the way that I'll find a way. So that wasn't an avenue for me. You might decide, and I did this as well years ago, to have the ice pack thing that helps to shrink your stomach. Well, needless to say, I asked for a refund. For me, it was total rubbish. The only thing that worked for me was good old-fashioned diet and exercise, people. Good old-fashioned diet and exercise. And just one other thing, personal trainer. I wasn't going to use a personal trainer, and for most of it I didn't. But from February until now,
I have had a personal trainer who has helped me to work on one specific area, and that was my glutes. I felt I needed help in that area. It's great. If I need him for any other areas, absolutely I'll use him. He's fantastic. And it's a cheap day.